Libra, this is your January 2016 love as well as general forecast reading. We're going to start with your love and partnership reading. The first card up says, extend your hand from your heart, for surely they will reach out too. So this is an indication of needing to reach out to somebody in particular. There's someone in your life, a partner, be it romantic or platonic, who is waiting for you to make that first move. They're waiting for an indication from you that you are open or receptive to whatever it is that is going on between you, be it platonic or business or a romantic relationship. So that's the overall theme for your partnerships and relationships for January of 2016. The next two cards up is that of the Nine of Wands and the Victory or Sun card. Now, the Nine of Wands in this deck suggests that you are sort of hiding behind or staying back or holding yourself back from a situation that you feel has become too cumbersome, or that you feel no matter what you do or say, it's not moving forward any longer. The situation has become heavy. Your dreams are not realizing, people are not working with you, you don't feel part of a project or a dream any longer. And you now have that feeling, or perhaps should have that feeling, of pulling back a little and just giving it time, taking sort of a stance of let me have a look at this before I make my next move. Now the Sun Victory card suggests that there is victory on the horizon. The sun is shining on the horizon, so don't become despondent by this. This is just perhaps a short space of time that you're going to be feeling perhaps burdened, or as if every move you make is being stopped, as if your dreams are not coming to fruition. Because in the future, and not in the too distant future, there is victory. So don't become despondent here. Just know this is perhaps a pause in time for you to take stock of what is happening. Then the next card up is that of the Eight of Cups. In this deck, the Eight of Cups speaks about elevating our feelings. That's coming through in readings quite a lot at the moment. So you perhaps need to look at your your feelings from a broader perspective. Don't look at them quite so mundane. Understand that something bigger and better and greater at a higher level is coming soon. And that the mundane, everyday feelings that you're feeling in your partnerships and relationships, if they are bothering you, you need to take a higher level, a higher perception of them. And this seems to be specifically to do with home. So if at home, be that with your partner, or your relationships with your family, or siblings, or whomever, if you feel that those relationships, those feelings between those people are perhaps not comfortable, not nurturing you, you need to elevate your feelings. You need to take a broader perspective of what is happening and realize that your perception has a great deal to do with how you are experiencing these feelings at the moment. Well, that's always the case. Other people will do and say what they want. How you want to experience that is what is important. Then the next card that is of that of strength, which means you're going to have to go inward. Use your inner strength to elevate you. Once again, it speaks of elevation. And you will see here that the outcome is that of true love. So love is coming up for Libra a lot at the moment. So there's definitely the potential for relationships here, for romantic relationships, the potential for relationships that are already going to become stronger, or to find true love within your relationships and your partnerships again. That there is definitely true love brewing here for Librans. But perhaps the thing that needs to be done here is you need to make some adjustments within yourself. That is always the case. You will attract what you are putting out there. So you need to elevate your feelings to the level where you will attract the kind of love that you want. So you need to be that person. I have said this before, but it seems to be particularly important for January. So look inward, gain that inner strength, and be that person whom you'd like to have in your life, and you will attract them. This month, you will attract them into your life. Then the next card is that of celebrate. Now this speaks of celebration coming, of some kind of success coming in fairly soon. Sorry, I should say this is now in your general forecast. Sorry, I skipped ahead there. So in your general forecast, you are looking at very soon reason for celebration. Something is going to be successful because you did it by the book. Because you put in the time, because you put in the effort, because you crossed your T's and dotted your I's, you are going to be successful. And perhaps because you just pedantically carried on doing what you needed to do, with your eye on that goal, you are going to be successful and you will have reason to celebrate. So that's a very nice one, Libra. Then the next card up is that of withdrawal. So once you realize you've reached that goal and you celebrate this victory of success, you do need to take a step back from something in your life because something isn't working. So on one hand, you are celebrating success. On the other hand, something is no longer working. This is probably something that you actually need to let go of now. But in order to assess the situation properly, you need to take a step back. You need to withdraw from the situation. Do not engage. In other words, if you are coming up against resistance, do not engage. Withdraw. Do as this lion is doing in this picture. Turn your back and withdraw. Because the next card says you will receive a leg up. In other words, someone or something is going to happen to help you with this situation. It is coming. But don't interfere for now. Let that situation or that person that comes along to help you with that situation, let them be the one to make the first moves and you follow them with their guidance. Because it'll go far smoother and far easier if you do it that way. Then the outcome for this month is that of decide. So a decision needs to be reached. So you finally reach the point now where you've got to decide which route you're going to take, what you're going to take with you, and what you're going to leave behind. This is about decisive action. So it's not just making the decision, you actually have to make those first moves towards manifesting that decision. Now the to be fair card comes up here, which says one of two things. One, you need to make a fair decision for everybody involved, and that includes you. Do not forget yourself. It has to be fair to you as well. And also that this is, shall we say, a karmic cycle about to finish. In other words, this decision, whichever way you make it, is because a cycle in your life has now reached conclusion. What had to be dished out was dished out. What had to be received was received. It's balanced. It's fair. It will now reach conclusion once you have made that decision. Right, now your guidance for this month is reflection, movement, and perspective. Reflection says taking stock. This is always a non-judgmental stock of what happened. So look back, see how you arrived at this point where you had to make this decision. Just take a quiet perspective of what happened. Look at the steps that were taken, only so that in future you recognize this path, and if you do not want to walk it again, don't walk it, so that you understand those signs. And the next card says that don't resist what comes next. Go with the flow. And this time pay attention to the signs along the way, because they are there and they do tell you what the right moves are to make. But if you ignore them, that is where the problems come in. And then finally it says perspective. So now you need to change the way you feel. I have a feeling Librans are dealing, quite a few of you, I'd say almost 70% of you, maybe even more, dealing with some feeling of failure about something. It didn't go according to plan. It wasn't the dream you imagined to be. Understand this. It was what it was meant to be. It is what it is. Look at it as something that was necessary in your life, a debt you owed, things you received, you grew, you met people, you are a stronger person. The way forward is clearer because you have learnt so much, and mostly about yourself. You've learnt an enormous amount about yourself, and that is very important for your future, especially for for turning the future into what you want it to be. Now, your soul path for January is that of the woodpecker. Now, the woodpecker can look deep within itself, can find new territories, broadens the horizons, finds new frontiers. This is about exploring the new within you and without. Well, that is often the case. What is within you will manifest on the outside. So you're about to now start exploring deeply within you, and in so doing, outside of you as well. You're most likely embarking on an entirely new path in your life. Everything may not manifest now. It will probably be just the first steps that you take on your path. But the first good leg of this journey, especially for this year while Jupiter is in 12th house for Librans, first leg of this journey is about exploring within yourself. The whys and hows of this is going to be very dependent on you. You need to look within yourself. Do that in your journey. Discover what it is that you like. Discover what it is that nurtures you. And explore those things. Explore the things that make you feel good inside about yourself and about the world. Because they will manifest on the outside of your world next year. Okay, Libra, so that is your January 2016 general as well as love forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening.